YouTube. This is Shilly's Great Love. Good morning. I've been tagged. Coley tagged me. So here is my response to Miss Coley. Um, Question number one: what inspires you? I would have to say life in general inspires me. There's a thought process. Abraham Hicks has a thought process. And in that process, it states that as long as life force flows through you, that you'll continue to live. And so I find beauty in the littlest things, flowers, children, sunrises, sunsets. When I use my intellect, life force just flows through me. When I'm connected to God, when I'm grounded, when I'm rooted in whatever form at that time of worship, which may not be conventional worship to what most think of as worship, but for me, my connection is when I just sit and think of all the amazing things that God represents to me. Number two, if you could chill with someone dead or alive, who would it be? I'd have to say, this is what took me so long to do this tag, because I couldn't think of who this person would be, because I feel so blessed and content with all of the people that go in and out of my life. And so I'm kind of like, I'm okay. Who I would like to meet, who I would like to chill with and have time to pick their brain is Esther Hicks, as she is translating Abraham. I know they have workshops, and they actually will have one here not too far in the future. They have them here maybe twice, 3 times a year. Anyway, it's actually quite possible that wish could come true. I definitely would want to sit and converse with greater knowing. The thing that kind of had me taking so long to answer is because as I become more of who I am, and as I become grounded in the knowledge that we all are God, and in the knowledge that God abides in all of us, I see less need to look outside of myself for the answer. And so meeting with Esther would be entertaining and kind of, I guess, like a confirmation thing. I guess that's why it took me so long to come with an answer, because the more I get to know me, and as I said, the more grounded I become, the more I know that I have the answer. And anything outside of me is just confirmation of the answer that God gave me. So to answer the question, it's Esther Hicks translating Abraham. Number three, would you want a bad life and a good death, or a good life and a bad death? That question, when I heard it being asked originally, I kind of was perplexed. It's like you can't have a good ending to a bad story. Like you can't have a bad ending to a good story. Who you are is eluded. Who you are is being bead. And so I don't think that's possible. However, if it were possible, I, like Coley, would like to have a wonderful life. And if in my last moments it had to be treacherous, I would choose to have a treacherous death. But I guess in my belief, that is not. Anyway, to answer the question, I would want a good life and a bad death. I started to write like all the answers to this and have it like all really pre-planned. The only one I really thought about was who would I want to meet. That one really stuck out to me as she was doing. I listened to her tag. I couldn't think of who it was that I want to meet. So this is straight off the cuff. This is like not rehearsed, not thought about. I just watched her clip again, and I'm sitting here now answering questions. So that's why it seems like I'm kind of harebrained. I'm one of those people is as I'm talking, I'm thinking, and so sometimes I'll cut myself off in the middle of a thought and go a whole nother way. Yeah, it's like that. Do you know what is your life's purpose, or what your purpose is? Someone said to me, I listened to something long ago, and it said, what is the one thing that you couldn't imagine yourself doing? And at the time, I said singing. And so they said, well, that must be your life's purpose. So, of course, everybody had their own answer, but mine was singing. I just could not imagine living life without singing. it occurred to me more recently that there have been periods in my life where people didn't hear me sing. There have been times in my life where things had gotten me so bound that the song was still in me, but I didn't let it be expressed. One thing that never, without failure, without falter, never stopped, I've always been complimented on my smile and the fact that I've always been joyful. No matter what I've gone through, I would have greater times of joy than of sorrow. And I say that like I'll be at work and people say, you're always smiling. Keep that smile. Don't let nobody take your smile. Even when I would be struggling in other places. And when I have that smile, it was genuine and I really enjoyed it. And I enjoyed the moment and my ability to do that. And so I guess my purpose is to be a person of joy, to be a person to shine that light of joy, to be a beacon of joy for some. You know, someone said to me, sometimes when you're going through a trial and you're looking at someone, they're so far away and they're so disconnected from God and they're so disconnected from all that is. They're so disconnected from source that you are the only light that they see. And so it's not about whether you're a Christian or a Buddhist, believe in all of that. You know, whatever path you choose to get to God, just whatever, for you to be that light for that person is gargantuous. For me, joy. I am definitely a joy provider. That is who I am. You know, I was explaining to someone, it feels like when I'm out and about, it's like I'm on stage. And for lack of a better way of saying it, I feel like I'm on stage, always entertaining, always light, always want you to feel better when you leave my presence than when you came in. That's just who I am. Always joking, always laughing. People say, you always got a story for everything. And I do. I have a story for everything, as you can see by this tag here. But I really do enjoy making people smile. And then when I'm home, it's like quiet to myself, filling up because I'm going to give out. So my purpose is to bring joy. And the last question is, what person does your family and friends say you're most like, and what do you think? Well, my family and friends think I'm weird, quite honestly. No one thinks how I think or talks how I talk. And I've always felt different from childhood. I've always felt different. And so as far as being in school and conforming, definitely was that child. But as I become more into who I am and who I know myself to be, and I allow that light to shine, more awkwardness comes out of me. And so friends and family are like, we don't know what. We just don't know. And I love that because at this time I was here. I was in that box and I was this person that you needed me to be for that time. As I get to know me and I'm growing, you know, in this moment, this is who I am. And I love it. And I love who I was. And I love who I'm going to be. And so they don't know. They just say that I'm awkward, that I'm a little strange. I talk a little funny and they can't quite follow my flow. But I'm good people. And I agree with that. So that's my tag, my first tag. I'm so excited. I got tagged, y'all. So that's my tag. Y'all have a great day. And everybody that's doing the weight loss thing, or whether you watch this for another purpose, keep it up. Smooches. Y'all, I got tagged.